Explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old. And I feel bad asking this basic question so late in the game, but I'm afraid I still don't understand phases of my turn. And it just feels like one turn to me. I play a
Yeah.
land. All right, help me out.
Yeah, but you're also not playing very complicated decks that work at that level. So, start of the turn is untap, then you have your upkeep. This is where you get some triggers. Some cards like Feldar Sovereign say at the beginning of your upkeep, if you have 40 or more life, you win the game.
So when you say I haven't been playing complicated, I won't. I probably haven't seen any cards that have an upkeep
Yeah,
trigger.
you're not playing your Braids of Fire or
Okay.
anything like that.
So the phase exists. I just blaze through it because I don't have anything.
Correct.
Okay.
So there is the upkeep phase that's for cumulative upkeep costs, things like that, things you don't need to worry about. Then you draw, and so that's literally just the draw step. Side note: during the upkeep, instants, not sorceries, may be cast. So if someone wants to cast a spell on your upkeep, priority will rotate, and I'll get into explain what priority is later, so that they get a chance to cast those spells. So I could, in theory, cast silence on someone's upkeep. Silence being you can't cast more spells that turn.
So they draw their card, but they can't.
Correct.
All right.
They can use abilities, but they can't cast any spells. Silence and upkeep is a pretty powerful. We need a turn to find a solution. So then you go into draw step. After draw step is main phase 1. This is your pre-combat main phase. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Main phases are when you can cast things at sorcery speed. They're also when you can play lands. So you can play your land for turn during this, and then cast your things at instant or sorcery speed.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Could I also be casting spells out of my hand using the mana?
That's the entire point. I'm
Okay.
not entirely sure where else you would be casting spells
Well, you were
from.
making a point to say sorceries and instants can be played. It's not just at that point.
So no, I'm saying sorcery or instant speed.
Oh, okay.
So sorcery speed is things you cannot do as a reaction to someone else. Instant speed is something you can do as a
Oh.
reaction.
Okay.
So this is
I might need a separate explainer for
we're
that.
going to
One.
get into that,
Okay.
and I will make sure to break that down when we do the stack and interaction.
Okay.
So things at sorcery speed are your enchantments, creatures, artifacts, sorceries themselves, planeswalkers, anything that's not an instant, and anything that doesn't have flash. You can go through your turn, do all that. Then there's combat. So you declare that you're moving from your main phase 1 into combat. You go ahead and do that. People get a chance to interact at the phases, at the change of phase if they want to cast instants. Then you go into declaration of attackers. That's the first part of the combat step, where you say these creatures are attacking these people, and you break it all down for whoever you're attacking, telling them what's going to happen. Naturally, there's politicking here. People say, "Oh no, don't attack me because I'll do X, Y, or Z, or could do something for you." Yada yada. That's the general breakdown. After declaration of attackers, you have your declaration of blockers. Everyone being attacked gets to say, "I don't want to take the damage," so these creatures get to fight.
This blocker blocks that
Exactly.
attacker.
And throughout all of this, during combat, only instants and things with flash may be cast. So if someone wants to flash in a blocker that you hadn't accounted for, or
Oh, very clever.
instant speed, flawless maneuver, give all their creatures indestructible. They can do things like that.
At that point. Okay.
Correct. So they can do this at any step in combat. So if they want to do it after when you declare attackers, not they should, but they could. Then you declare your blockers, and after that is resolution of damage. So once damage is dealt, who dies, how much damage does everyone or everything take, things like that.
When you're playing and there are still several people left in the game and one player is attacking several different players at a time, is there a turn? Do you assess damage Or is each person saying like, I took 4, I took 3, and everyone's doing their own thing?
Everyone's doing their own thing
Okay.
at the same time.
All right.
Like all of this happens at the same time. Now, if people want to react with instants and things like that, that uses the stack and
A different video.
yeah, damage is done, and then you move to go out of combat. People can interact here. This is where one of my favorite interactions takes place with a card called Reconnaissance, where it's 0 mana, remove target creature from combat and untap it. But damage has already been dealt, so you don't care about removing it from combat. You just untap all your creatures for blockers.
For the next round?
Exactly. So now it's 0 mana to untap it and remove it from combat. So that card gets really good in large creature in decks with large numbers of creatures.
Yeah, I hear the words. I'm not sure I understand that one.
It's more just giving an example of there are ways to interact at that stage.
Okay.
They're still very relevant to the game.
At my level,
You
I'm
don't
not going
care.
to see. I'm not going to see this very often.
No,
Okay.
you won't. After that, you move into second main phase, the post-combat main phase, where now that combat has happened, you can play your sorcery speed spells because how combat went is going to maybe impact how you play.
Right.
So now you can play your other creatures. There are some spells that say if a creature died this turn, do X, Y, or Z. So you needed combat first. So that's why second main is really important, is you're using what happened in combat to inspire what you're doing post-combat.
And again, same question as before. Is this a super organized step, or everyone kind of doing their thing on the board, and we're all trusting that we're...
No. This game is very strict in how things are portioned out, what order things happen. So every time I know we keep saying this, we'll get into it in a different video. Right now we're just making sure you understand turn order and how the turn works. So if your entire deck revolves around things dying and stuff like that, you could in theory say, I go to my first untap, upkeep, draw, first main phase. I do nothing and move straight into combat. You don't have to do anything during those phases.
Okay.
So move straight into combat, swing stuff, make sure something dies. Second main phase, play your spells.
This feels like people keep telling me I need to play.
This is very much a you need to play thing.
Okay.
So after the second main phase, you move into the end step. And this is where things to say at the beginning of end step, do X, Y, Z. So there's triggers here as well. And this is where it's now only instant speed interaction. And the end of the end step is called the cleanup phase, where you discard down to hand sides and make sure you're back in a legal position.
Before passing the turn.
Yep. And everything happens again.